Trust. That's right. That's what we're talking about today. Do people trust you? Do you trust people? Does trust come easy to you? And what does trust mean to you? All right, that's what we're kind of talking about today when it has to do with brands, right? Products and services. We're out here, we see people with their marketing and copywriting. Today, specifically copywriting, but this also applies to marketing. Why is trust so important? Just like a relationship, I think it's pretty straightforward. If you don't trust something, why would you put time and energy into it? Why would you purchase it? Why would you even read further? Okay. And that's sometimes when people do rebranding because they don't have trust in their business, in their brand. All right, so we're talking about copywriting and trust today. Well, just like a relationship, one of the most important things is communication. We do that in copywriting. How? A conversation. We have a conversation with the customer, right? The audience. And to have this conversation, just like you would with somebody that you know out in the real world here, that's not through social media, right? Real person, IRL. You need to be yourself, right? You need to be real. Authenticity, right? You can't be saying one thing, doing another. You just can't. You're selling a product and service. You do not want to do that. You will ruin yourself if you're making promises that you can't deliver on. Be authentic, be yourself. Never try to do what somebody else is doing if that's not what you are. Right? You can show people that you're authentic by being vulnerable. Right? Being vulnerable lets the audience, the customer, know that you're a real person. That I can relate to this person. Wow, they put this out there for us. I trust that. It's in our psychology to trust people who are willing to give a piece of themselves, piece of their personal life. We are more willing to trust them. And that goes with products and services, because behind a brand, sometimes there's a person. And if they open up about themselves and their struggles, they're more relatable, authentic, right? By being vulnerable. And we can do this by using a storytelling technique. And what I mean is, we don't want to just list products, right? In writing, we call it showing, not telling. You don't want to just tell the reader, the audience, the customer. Like, for example, don't just tell the features and list them. Now, there is a time and a place, but it's boring. It's boring. Especially if you do not have a product that people know. It's just not gonna work. If you're Apple, right, you can get away with that because everybody already knows the story. They just want the gadget. And most brands are not Apple. So don't do it. In 2024, storytelling through way of conversation is going to be so important for you as a copywriter. You better be taking notes because this is going to make it or break it for you. You want to get the audience to read along and picture themselves in that story, to relate to it, right? That way they can see themselves using the product or service. And you obviously want to be transparent in the storytelling. Tell them exactly why, what, when, how things are made, why they're made, etc. Special ingredients. Maybe you're eco-friendly, right? Maybe you're not eco-friendly right now because you're a startup and you want to be, but it's so much capital, you just don't have it. And you want to be transparent and say, listen, this is just a startup, this is what we're doing, and this is our goal. And what people will notice, even though it's not where you want to be, and maybe they're more eco-friendly and they're kind of like, but they'll be able to relate to the fact that you were honest, straightforward, and transparent, that you're not able to do that right now, and you recognize your shortcoming with your product or maybe service, but you know you are going to turn that around in the future once you have the capital to do so. Be transparent, guys, right? Building trust here. We're building trust. We can do that also with your testimonials, right? We see on Amazon, everybody sees reviews. We all know what reviews are. Reviews are real people that get a product or service and leave a review. And we all know, we all go scroll down to the fucking, the 1 star, right? But also testimonials, well, people aren't really, they're not reviewing a product or service. No, a testimonial can be reviewing you as the copywriter, right? That's important, testimonials. Well, it's also important for your clients, for their product and service, or their company as a whole, because they might offer more than one product. They might offer more than one service. And testimonials, not reviews, because reviews are specific to, right? We are talking testimonials where people, but I mean, they're similar, but okay, moving on. And once they see the testimonials, they see the reviews, well, you also have to come across with your expertise, right? In the storytelling, while you're being transparent, you know, you're portraying that authenticity, being vulnerable, right? You got your testimonials or reviews. Well, they also got to read, as they're reading, is your expertise, right? How long have you been in business? You know, that's the about page sometimes, your expertise. And they also will see this while you describe stuff, how you describe it, how much intelligence you have about it, if you know what you're talking about, especially with finance. That's a big one when it comes to expertise, right? Nobody wants to invest their money in somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing. It's really risky, but it goes for everything. And sometimes, to show them you know what you're doing, you want to use value first, right? You want to give them something of value up front. We see this all the time. People give tips and tricks. You know, maybe they'll give a free ebook. Maybe they'll say, hey, take my 5-minute free course, my intro course. Obviously, they're trying to sell you on something later, but they want to show you their value they offer. But where we see this every single day is a free trial, right? Even Netflix has that, because they know if you click on it 7 days for free, 14 days some places, that in that time, you're going to watch that movie and be, oh, I see another one, and then another one. They draw you in. Now, sometimes we see that with other things like, especially us in content creating, or even copywriting, etc., with apps. You get a free trial, because sometimes they promise a lot, and their commercials and ads are like, whoa, that's amazing looking. Then you purchase it, and it falls flat, right? It doesn't. But you got the free trial, so it's all good. But what they did was build a little trust, a little good faith that you're going to get what they promised. All right, so we also see, another one people have heard, money back guarantee, right? It's more like old school money back guarantee. We all remember, or maybe you don't, but that the money back guarantee was, that means you had to contact somebody. It was a whole process. Ugh. Anyway, that's usually on a product, right? Okay, like a returns welcome. Anyway, so we talked about all that, and all of that, you could be doing all that perfectly on your first go, but you have to stay consistent. Consistency, guys. Discipline, consistency builds trust. And that is even the case in relationships. And remember, when we're copywriters writing for a client who has a customer base and audience, they are building a relationship. When you as a copywriter is building a relationship with the audience that reads your written word. You're using your written word to say, hi, hey, come here. Yeah, I gotta show you something. Yeah, man, this thing is, yeah, check this out. But you also, some people are like, yeah, you think it's cool. If it's not your service though, you say, yeah, check this out. This is so-and-so's service. I use it, it's awesome. Haha, that sounds better. If you're trying to, okay, I just recorded a CD, man. Yo, check out my music. Yo, check out my music. Free CD. People are gonna be like, yeah, cool. But if you're like, hey, check out my boy's CD. Check out my boy's CD. You're gonna love it. They're like, oh, damn, this guy's out here committing his time for somebody. It must be good. Okay. All right. So consistency, guys. That's what you need to build trust. And all of these things go hand in hand with it. So, trust. Why do you trust certain brands? As a copywriter, ask yourself, why do I trust these brands? Why do I trust the person that is in charge of the brand, right? You can use Elon Musk as an example. Would you trust Tesla if it wasn't for Elon Musk? Some people would say, yeah, I would. I trust the car, the company. But if he quit today and you had stock in Tesla, would you think about cashing some of that out? I would say yes. Not financial advice, but yes. Because he is a brand all by himself. And sometimes that happens. That's a whole nother video. Thank you guys for coming along. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more of our copywriting journey.